Hello everyone, I thought I'd start working in my new autumn-winter themed Daphne's Diary journal today. I made this journal last week using the cover of issue number 7, 2022. So this is what my journal looks like. It's a soft cover journal filled with some pages that I'd already got in my stash, which I think just go absolutely beautifully. I'll leave the link to the video showing how I made this for anybody who is interested and hasn't already seen it. Now I am thinking that I want to use this page here. Of course, the cover was on the front and this is the first page in the magazine. I think this image here of the teapot with the hydrangea is absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going to start off by taking this out. Now, somebody left a message last week saying, what is the best way of removing the pages? And I think the easiest way to do it is to use a craft knife so that you don't tear things. So I'm just going to gently slide my craft knife along that edge here to hopefully remove my page in one easy piece without tearing anything that I don't want to tear. Just be careful, of course, of your desk underneath. But there we go, that's come out quite easily. Looking at the page, now that I've taken it out of the diary, I want to keep the spouts. So what I'm going to do is just try and fussy cut around the edge, just so that I can keep that intact. Just carefully going around it. I want to also keep this beautiful book text as well, because I think we might be able to do something with this as well. I'd quite like this to go on my first page, I think. I think it will just start the journal off absolutely beautifully. Of course, the image is far too long. So what I'm going to do is just draw myself a line. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's just grab a pencil. Make sure I can see that, yeah. And then I'm just going to fussy cut this top bit out as well. So I'm just going to try and cut just slightly inside of that line so that you can't see it. And then just fussy cut around the image here. I'm going to go off camera and do this just so that I don't end up making a mistake. Let's just chop that bit off so that it's easier, and I'm just going to follow the pattern if I can see it. That's perfect, and then I can just cut along here as well. This image here is going to fit my first page beautifully, and I want to use Awesome Autumn as a quote as well. So I'm just going to take this off to the paper trimmer as well and cut this out. Now that to me just looks a little bit plain. So I've pulled out some of my tea bag paper that I've stained with avocado skins and pips. And that's just going to be my background. I think the orange goes really well with the avocado dyed paper. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm also going to ink around the edges using vintage photo distress ink. So I'm just going to go ahead off camera and do this just to make it stand out just a little bit more. Just glued my quote down to a piece of cardstock. I want to add some dimension, and I'm going to use some clear embossing powder to do that. So let's just go over this with the embossing ink. Really get plenty on there. In fact, it might be easier, whoops, if I just press this down. There we have it. Clear embossing powder, and I'm just going to heat set this. I've already inked around the edges, as you can see, because ink doesn't stick to the plastic particularly well, so I've already inked beforehand. And I'm just going to heat set this with my heat tool. So that's my first page done and back in the journal. Just absolutely love the shine that the embossing powder adds as well. It just gives that page a little bit of texture. I want to add just a little bit more to this page here, and I'm thinking that I can use this embroidery hoop. So I'm just going to fussy cut these out. I want to be careful because there's a beautiful postage stamp on the other side that I don't want to cut into. Oh, now that I've fussy cut these out, let's see where we can place them. I want the little embroidery hoop there, just to add a bit more detail in the centre. I want to layer some of these on the top here, and we can have this little one down here as well, and perhaps this one there. And And I don't know, I like that better, I think. So I'm just going to glue those down. That adds a really nice touch of detail. And if I see something else as I go along through the magazine, then, you know, I may add some more bits as well. Now, next up, of course, we are nearly at Halloween, and I want to do something with Betty Broom. I know that lots of you commented on this particular image when I did the quick flip through of the magazine last week. So let's have a look and see what we can do with this. Now, I've also dug out this page here from issue number 6. I love the colours of this one here, but the circle in the centre is not quite big enough. This one here is much bigger. So I'm just going to go ahead and fussy cut this out. Now this is perforated, so let's just do this. And I'm just going to cut this down as well, just to make it easier to fussy cut. And I'm just going to fussy cut my frame. Now, as you can see, I've cut my frame out, but it's not quite big enough. But I have a plan. I've photocopied Betty Broom. Where's she gone? Photocopied her, and I've cut out the tip of her hat and the bottom of the broom, just so that I can glue these on. How cute is this going to be? Now, bear in mind, copyright issues and all of this, you know, kind of thing. I only ever use my journals for my own personal use. I don't sell any of mine, and Daphne's Diary does forbid you from selling any journals or makes in general using the images from their magazine. So, you know, please do bear that in mind. But I'm just going to glue these pieces over the top. And how cute is that going to look? Now, to cut this out, let me just have a look. Let's cover up her feet. And I think what I'll do, that's about the right position. I'm just, in fact, actually, let me grab a different pencil. I want one that's not quite as harsh and easier to rub out the pencil marks. I'm just going to draw inside this image here. I'm going to do it really lightly. Can't quite see that. And then I'm just going to cut inside my oval. That's my oval cut out, and I've just noticed that I haven't quite rubbed out my pencil marks. Let me just make sure that those are all gone before I start piecing everything together. And before I do anything, I just want to also ink around the outside. What colour shall I use? I'm going to use frayed burlap, I think, for this. So I'm just going to apply some ink just on the inside and outside of my frame, and I'll also do the same with the little extra embellishments that I've cut out as well. And then let's piece this together. I've inked around all of the elements that I want to use, and let me just move that out of the way. I'm just going to apply some glue just around the outside of my frame and bring in Betty Broom. Which way up does this need to go? Is there a right and wrong side? Which is the right way? Right way up. Oh my goodness me. I think it's that way round. So let's glue this down. And then I can add my hat, my witch's hat. So again, we'll add some glue to this as well. And this is just my PVA glue that I've decanted into one of these Sugar Bell icing bottles. I'll leave the link, if I remember, in the description box below. If I forget and anybody wants to know where I got it from, just remind me. You know, sometimes I forget to add links. So that's going to go on there like so. Let's tap that down, and let's add the broom as well. How cute is this? Very apt for Halloween. I don't normally do Halloween. It's not something that has ever really appealed to me, but you know, seeing as it was in the diary edition, it was too cute not to use. And let's stick that on as well. too cute. I love that. I think I'm going to pop this down on the first page of the second signature in my journal. I think that will look lovely there. I've also found this poem or quote, be the reason someone smiles today. I love that. My magazine is now starting to fall apart. So I just thought, where's it gone? Where's it gone? Here we go. I just thought that this would be nice and plain. I don't want anything to take away from gorgeous Betty Broom. Want something quite plain on the opposite side. So let's take this page out. I think I can just tear it. And I'm just going to take this off to the paper trimmer and just try and get it to fit the left-hand page. Try and piece this together. I just love that. I have also found this little macrame garland as well, and I'm going to try and use that. So let's just tear this page out as well, and grab my scissors. Let's see what we can do with this and see if we can try and incorporate this into our design. Now, as it stands, it's a bit too big, but what I'm thinking is that I can just fussy cut just around those little beads, and then I'm just going to cut along the zigzags, because if I use the whole thing, it's just going to cover up too much of my quote, whereas I think that may work just fine. So I'm just going to see if I can fussy cut this out. So here's my garland, and I think I'm going to glue that down on the page, something like this. I've also cut out Betty Broom as well, which I shall pop here. So Betty Broom, be the reason someone smiles today. How cute. As you can see, I added a few Nouveau drops to my banner, so that's finished off that page, or that spread, really nicely. And I just want to do one more today. I want to use The Girl in the Flower, which is an image that was in issue number 3, 2022, page 92, for anybody who's interested. Now, I am thinking, let me just show you where I want to put this. I want to do a really simple page again. You know, this journal here will just be full of really beautiful images. And where's the page? It was this one here, because what I thought was I could have a piece of Cardi watercolour paper and mount my Girl in the Flower on here. Obviously, it needs trimming down, so I am just going to, let's have a look. Let's see what we can do with this. I'm just going to eyeball this. In fact, actually, let me just cut the Girl in the Flower off, just in case I want to use that later. I've already made a bit of a tear into it, but that's okay. That's cut down really nicely. I don't think I am going to use the quote. It just takes away from the beautiful image, but what I do want to do is just ink around the edges using some frayed burlap, especially where I've distressed that little bit on the edge here where it tore slightly. And so I'm just going to pop this down with a little bit of glue stick just in the middle. What have I done with my glue stick? And we'll stick this down, centralize it, and I'm just going to add just a simple row of stitching, and that will be that. Isn't that just the most gorgeous image though? You could leave it like that. I think this page is so pretty, and I just love the addition of the stitching as well. So we've got this one here. Of course, we've got these two as well. I've also added October, because that's when I started the diary. I think that's balanced it out even better. We've got Awesome Autumn. And then what else have we got? We've got the other two pages that I did as well. So Betty Broom, be the reason someone smiles today. Well, I don't know about you, but I think we've got off to a really good start with this journal. So we've got 4 pages done. Let me just flip through again. Love that one. Love Betty Broom as well. I will, of course, leave the link to the video showing how I made the journal. You'll find that in the description box below as well. I'll also leave the link to the playlist showing the pages that I put together for the previous journal as well. So this one is complete, but you know, this will give you some idea as to the direction that we're going in. I just absolutely love this kind of more glue book style. Well, I'm leaving the video here for today, but before I go, for anybody that's interested in following along with this series, I'll leave the link to our Facebook group, the Mixed Media Emporium, in the description box below. So please do feel free to come along and join us. But if you've enjoyed today's video, as always, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. But most importantly, thanks for watching. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.